Hello, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Hudak. You might know me from the bench during soccer or lacrosse, or nagging you to turn in your Playboy bio and moving benches on and off stage in the musical. I've noticed in most 8th graders' chapels, they don't introduce themselves, but I decided to because, as many of you know, and as Mr. Dixon just said, I am new to Montgomery this year. Don't worry, I'm not going to start the spiel about how incredibly difficult and emotionally challenging it was to move, but instead I thought I would give you each a few lessons I've learned and things to expect along the way. After all, each of you is guaranteed to be attending a new school in at the most 3 years. That's right, 6th graders, this is for you too, so listen up. Less than a year ago, I was living here on an island called Hilton Head in South Carolina. I was going to this school. Fun fact, well, last year you guys were celebrating your centennial. We nerds in South Carolina were celebrating our 50th. With these people, these are some of my best friends, most of which I've grown up with and I'm completely comfortable with. There is a Spencer, an Ella, a Lily, and a Sam. Now that I think about it, it wasn't actually that hard learning names. My mom had been teaching high school there for 15 years, and I've been walking the halls since, well, I didn't actually know how to walk. I think this is a lot like Montgomery's dynamic in that everyone acted like and felt like siblings. I could bike to school alone in 9 minutes, walk to the beach, and knew the island like the back of my hand. And the tourists. Don't even get me started about how crowded that little island got in the summer. I know many of you have contributed to those crowds, so thank you. Now I have a half-hour commute each way with a whole bunch of people, but that was someone else's chapel. The beach is hours away, and I still don't even know what the main line is. I hope this provides some context about just how drastic the changes in my life have been. The changes you will be facing might not feel so dramatic, but will still call for some adjustments in your day-to-day life. The weirdest thing is that before last July, I had never moved. Schools, towns, states, neighborhoods, or even houses. The first thing I will be teaching you is that learning names might be more difficult than you think. As I said earlier, here at Montgomery, it was pretty easy for me because A, there were only 33 names I had to learn in my grade, and B, that 15% of the class is named either Ella or Grace. That actually equals 27% of the girls. But many of the schools we 8th graders will be attending next year, and eventually all of you guys will attend, have hundreds of people per grade from all over the country and even the world. For example, Bishop Shanahan has more than 300 students per grade. Have fun with that, Henry and Sam. Even though it's hard, it's such an important first step to be feeling accepted into a community. The next lesson is not quite so obvious. It's that most people, including me, even though I try not to be, are pretty self-absorbed. Remembering this tiny fact can save you a lot of time and stress over silly things. The night before my first day here, I spent an hour thinking about what bracelets I should wear. I don't even like jewelry, and most of the time, I never wear it. I eventually decided I would wear my loci bracelet and a watch. Smart, but relaxed. I stressed and worried about that, but I bet none of you noticed. I was so caught up in what everyone else would think of me that I didn't even give just being me a thought. The loci bracelet broke a week later, and I never wore the watch again. My point is that you shouldn't worry about what everyone else will think, because most likely they won't notice because they were too busy worrying about selecting their own bracelets and watches, which you, of course, will not notice. Make sure to put your effort into the right areas. Lesson number 3. Everyone has a whole set of interests you may know nothing about. Let me give you a brief rundown of fun facts about me that I'm pretty sure none of you know. 1. I used to be able to rattle off the names of almost every single dinosaur, ever. 2, my favorite color is red. 3, I swam competitively for almost 5 years before I hurt my shoulder. Butterfly was my best stroke, but my best time was in the 50 free with 34.8 seconds. 4, I play the cello. 5, my favorite superhero is The Flash, which is coincidentally one of my favorite TV shows. 8, when I was in 5th grade, I was forced to be in the Aristocats Junior, where I made my not-so-proud debut as cat number 5. 9, I have never been skiing, but I've tried many other sports, such as horseback riding, volleyball, softball, swimming, and thanks to this year, I can add soccer and lacrosse. 10, thanks to 6 years of going to summer camp, I can shoot a consistent bullseye in both riflery and archery. 11, I think that was a mistake. messed up. My favorite NFL team is the Steelers. I collect socks. Even though I lived by the beach for 13 and a half years, I've never liked the ocean. And there you have it, a few weird facts about me that you probably don't know, but could have if you asked a few questions. I'm pretty private by nature, but being the new kid has helped me realize that if you only take the time to really talk to someone you think you have nothing in common with, you'll most likely discover you have more in common than you thought. In addition to that last one, really quickly, don't try to be someone you're not. Even if you like or are interested in the strangest thing, don't hide it because most likely someone else will like it too. Lesson 4, take advantage of new opportunities. Montgomery is a small school, but even still there were tons of new things I could try. For instance, we didn't have lacrosse at my old school. I decided to play here, and I'm really enjoying it. Besides, the number one tip everyone gave me for moving is to join a team. Another thing my old school did not offer was the opportunity to be a stage manager in middle school. I'm so glad I took advantage of that opportunity here because I learned so much from the experience and had a blast while doing it, even though I don't have the voice or courage to belt out show tunes to Pactville Hall. I'm pretty sure I spared all of you a very uncomfortable hour and a half anyways. Of course, in high school and eventually college, there will be even more things for you to try, and you won't regret it if you do. Lesson 5, self-advocacy is key. Speak up, introduce yourself to everyone, and if you have any questions, ask somebody. If you're anything like me or the majority of the population, you might be a little scared to approach someone new, but in my experience, no one has ever refused to show me something or remind me of their name for the zillionth time. During the first month or so, everyone at Montgomery really came through with these two things, and even more, which made it a lot easier on me. All in all, moving schools and states has been a great experience. It has taught me more about myself and the world outside of a small resort island in South Carolina. The one disadvantage of being new is that I sadly cannot show you all a slow motion montage of pictures of all of you guys in grade school. Sorry, I guess. Well, that is the end of my lesson. I hope you all learned something. I wish you all a great 2017-2018 year while I'm off at Hill doing this new kid thing all over again. Now, I'll hand it off to Mr. Smith. Thank you.